Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition. Bahamas Power and Light teams restore electricity to downtown Nassau today. However, some areas of New Providence and the Family Islands are tonight in darkness. 3 homicides recorded over 24 hours here in the capital. And hundreds of school children receive school supplies in numerous giveaways. The Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition, starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bahamas Power and Light Company teams are still working to restore electricity to some areas here in the capital and around our Family Islands. Here in the capital, electricity was restored to downtown Nassau, including Bay Street, Shirley Streets, and surrounding areas. Electrical crews were working around the clock over the last 2 days to locate and repair the underground fault. BPL officials, in a statement released on Saturday, noted that restoration is now underway and efforts to avoid overloading the circuit power supply in the Chippenham, Oaksfield, the Grove West, and surrounding areas. Bahamas Grid Company late this afternoon also reported outages in Greater Chippenham, Baintown North, and communities in Arawak Key. Regarding the Family Islands, an outage in Abaco was reported at 3:35 this afternoon. Work continues to restore electricity to the Little Grand Key, and an outage reported in Harbor Island at around 1:28 this afternoon is also being addressed. Members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force are busy investigating a number of homicides that occurred here in the capital over the past 24 hours. In fact, 3 men died in separate violent encounters. The latest incident happened on Gladstone Road this afternoon. Here's West Calix Forbes.
The latest homicide happened Saturday afternoon on Gladstone Road North near a laundromat. Here is Superintendent of Police Leonard Ramsey with the details.
What we can tell you so far is that the deceased was conducting some landscaping duties here on the side of the street when a white Japanese vehicle pulled up. A male occupant exited and discharged gunshot in its direction, fatally wounding him. That car then left, heading in a northern direction, making good their escape. We are asking residents of this community who may have seen something to please come forward and provide us with any information to help us advance or close this harm.
With 2 daylight murders within hours Saturday, ASP Ramsey was asked if this was alarming to police.
It's unacceptable. The Royal Bahamas Police Force takes all matters, whether they're fatality or homicide, serious. Our officers are out and combing the streets as they normally do, try to find out who may have committed this crime.
And to residents with questions about crime, ASP Ramsey said this.
I would like to assure the Bahamian people that the police is out and about. We are working. We remain resolute in discharging our duties as defined by our laws and policies. For this year, 2026, as you can appreciate, firearms are the #1 weapon used on our streets in commission of these type of crimes. We have removed from our streets over 160 firearms for this year, over 4,000 rounds of ammunition. So we continue to work, we remain resolute, and we will never give up on the Bahamian people.
According to police, the victim was in his late 30s and not known to police. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Wes Calix Forbes.
And earlier this morning, a man in his early 50s was killed in a shooting at an apartment complex on Joe Farrington Road. Police say officers were notified of the incident shortly after 7 a.m. The deceased, who is known to police, was shot multiple times to the body. Superintendent of Police Leonard Ramsey shares what officers found when they arrived at the scene.
Upon entering the door, they identify a male suffering from what appeared to be multiple gunshots to his body. This male at this time was unresponsive. As a result, EMS was summoned here to the scene, where they arrived on scene, examined this male, and confirmed that he showed no signs of life. I would also like to say at the time a female was in the apartment, but she was not harmed. Our investigation so far revealed that the deceased had just arrived at his residence when he was confronted by 3 men in a silver SUV. 2 of those men exited that SUV and accosted the deceased and discharged multiple gunshots in his direction. The deceased, in an attempt to evade these assailants, ran into his residence. They proceeded behind him and shot him inside his residence. At this time, we are appealing to a resident of this area who can assist us with any information in advance in this investigation.
In the face of this latest killing, Ramsey is calling on the public to assist police with their investigations.
I'd also like to send a clarion call to our men in particular to try to find more amicable ways of settling their differences. You can speak to a pastor, a responsible adult, or even a police officer in trying to settle your differences. Taking the life of another is never the right thing to do.
And just hours before, a 51-year-old man was ambushed and shot and killed by two men at his apartment complex on Soldier Road. Superintendent Leonard Ramsey says the victim died on the scene after suffering gunshot wounds to his back.
What we can tell you so far is that the deceased was at an apartment complex on Soldier Road when the occupants of a white Japanese make model vehicle pulled up. Occupants exited that vehicle, one of them clad with a black cloth wrapped around his facial area and discharged weapons in the direction of the deceased, fatally wounding him. We are appealing to members of this community and business owners who may have seen something to please come forward and provide us with that information.
And still to come, the giveaways abundant around the capital as back-to-school giveaways in many constituencies begin. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition.
Shop early to get your uniforms and catch Janae's Uniform Center's buy 4 get 1 free sale. Pre-monogrammed and regular school shirts, dry fit and cotton polos, jumpers, skirts, boys long and short pants, PE shorts, underclothes, tights, socks, neckties, belts, sleeping mats, hair accessories and character work desk. Get 50% off backpacks, lunch bags and raincoats. Buy 4 school shirts, get 1 free. Buy 2 skirts, jumpers or pants, get the third 50% off. Need embroidery and monogramming done? Visit Janae's Uniform Center early. Beat the back to school rush. Janae's Chesapeake Road back to school special. Restrictions apply.
Is taking a quick break, but don't worry, we'll be back Monday, August 24th, just in time for back to school. Fresh stories, big trends, more fun. What's trending back at 6 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
A classroom is more than 4 walls, desks, and a whiteboard. It is where confidence is built, curiosity is encouraged, and young people begin to discover who they can become. And at the center of that experience is a teacher. Our schools need qualified educators, experienced professionals, and people with the knowledge, patience, and commitment to help our students succeed. Whether you are a trained teacher ready to return to the classroom, a retired educator who still has more to give, or a professional prepared to share your expertise through the expanded teacher reserves, there is a place for you in education.
Hurricane season is here. Are you ready? The 2026 Atlantic hurricane season officially runs from June 1st through November 30th. 6 months of staying alert and prepared. Storms are named to help meteorologists, emergency officials, and the public communicate clearly and quickly during dangerous weather events. Hurricanes are also measured using the Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Wind Scale, which ranks storms from categories 1 through 5 based on wind speed and potential damage. And did you know, when a hurricane becomes especially deadly or destructive, its name is permanently retired out of respect for the lives and communities affected. Now is the time to prepare your emergency kit with a portable AM/FM radio. Review your family plans and stay connected to trusted weather information. Preparation today can save lives tomorrow. These are the names of the storms for the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season. Arthur, Bertha, Cristobal, Dolly, Edward, Faye, Gonzalo, Hannah, Isaias, Josephine, Kyle, Leah, Marco, Nana, Omar, Paulette, Renee, Sally, Teddy, Vicky, and Wilfred. This public service announcement was brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the Disaster Risk Management Authority.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Adidas Mall at Marathon. Adidas, you got this.
For many Bahamians, owning a home remains a goal that is increasingly difficult to reach. Construction costs continue to put pressure on household budgets. But the government says a combination of land availability, tax concessions, and housing initiatives is intended to make home ownership more attainable. At the center of that effort is the question of what it actually costs to put a roof over a family's head and whether government assistance is making a meaningful difference. Minister of Housing and Land Reform, the Honorable Keith Bell, says the government is taking a multi-pronged approach to bringing costs down.
When we presented the budget to the House, we gave a lot of concessions in terms of not only for first-time homeowners, but we also gave tax breaks in respect on building materials, the import of it. And so I'm very proud that we have been able to lower the housing construction costs in this country by lowering the import on building materials. And of course, the Minister of Housing is given a complete exemption. And so we passed that on. All of the Crown land that we build our subdivisions on, that is given to part of it is given to the Minister of Housing for housing subdivision. And so the government gives the land free to its people. We put in the infrastructure and we construct the house. So basically, they only pay for the house construction.
The government says that reducing the cost of construction and making land available can help remove two of the biggest barriers to home ownership. But for Bahamians watching the price of building a home rise, the real test would be whether those measures are felt beyond the policy table. The Ministry of Social Services is giving families one last boost before students head back to the classroom. The ministry hosted a back-to-school giveaway this week at its Horseshoe Drive Center on Pitt Road, providing additional support to families in need. This comes after the ministry increased its uniform assistance for the first time in 7 years, adding an extra $50 to the benefits.
Well, really, we're moving from dependency. We want persons to be stabilized. There are a lot of persons in the community who cannot afford school supplies, and we want to fix that problem. We feel that the $50 that we added would enable them to have at least 2 or 3 uniforms instead of just 1.
We have seen an increase in uniform assistance this year. You know, the amount has gone up a little, and so that may have been a little attraction for it. But definitely, we saw quite a bit of new persons coming in for assistance this year.
As the summer winds down, school giveaways heat up with many organizations and area members of parliament hosting students and parents to food as well as school supplies. ZNS News went to Fort Charlotte and St. Barnabas constituencies. Shaquille Dames reports.
As families prepare for another school year, community organizations and government leaders are teaming up to make the transition a little easier, combining resources to provide students with more than just the supplies they need for the classroom. The Honorable Michael Brian Halkitas, Minister of Economic Affairs and leader of government business, says the collaboration with the Believers Embassy International is allowing organizers to reach more young people and provide a wider range of support.
We're very happy to work with Believers Embassy International. You can see we have some of our team, they have some of their team, and things just move much more quickly. You can see we have quite a bit of young people here. Taking advantage of what we have to offer in terms of school supplies, some fun. We have the barber on duty, we have food. And so it's just good for us to pool our resources. We have a bigger impact.
And while the immediate focus is helping students get ready for the new school year, leaders say the commitment to young people must continue once they walk through the classroom doors. The Honorable Sebastian Bastian, Minister of Innovation and National Development, says his constituency is looking at the longer-term investments aimed at strengthening the learning environment in the schools across Fort Charlotte.
In terms of all of the schools in Fort Charlotte, we will be very, very close to our schools in our neighborhood. T.G. Glover, H.O. Nash, Xavier's, St. Joseph's, Stapleton School. We're going to play a more intricate role in making sure that we're contributing the much needed resources where needed. Obviously we had a promise during our campaign about ensuring that our schools and our constituency all have upgraded technology labs as well as air-conditioned classrooms. So all of that is in the works, and we'll be announcing a lot of those initiatives very, very soon.
From back-to-school giveaways to community fairs and youth initiatives, today's events focus on supporting Bahamian families ahead of the new school year. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Shaquille Dames.
And don't you move, your weekend sports check is up next.
The Bahamian spirit doesn't stop at our borders. It travels wherever our people go. Every Wednesday, Bahamian Footprints shines a spotlight on Bahamians who began their journey right here at home and are now making a difference around the world. Their accomplishments are our pride. Their stories are our inspiration. Bahamian Footprints, proudly presented by Coca-Cola, every Wednesday at 6 p.m., only on What's Trending.
Duo pizza from Little Caesars. Nobody has to chew. One half loaded with Parmesan, pepperoni, and Italian sausage. The other half topped with veggie seasoning, ham, and green peppers.
Now that's a winning hand.
The Duo Pizza. Double the flavor for only $13 VAT inclusive. Only at Little Caesars Bahamas.
Now available at all 5 of our locations. Little Caesars Oaks Field, Carmichael Road, East Street Pineapple Plaza, Charles Saunders Highway, and 1 East Plaza. It's not madness, it's Little Caesars.
Pizza. Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Everybody, welcome to your weekend sports edition. I'm Win Wilson. So let's swing it off over at the Andre Rogers Stadium and Blue Hill Sporting Complex, where day 2 of the Reloaded Baseball Invitational is taking place. With lots of talent on display and lots of eyes watching these stars. One set of eyes in particular being Shane Albury, manager of the Under-18 national softball team.
Every opportunity I get, I always look forward for tournaments, for talent, for various tournaments, including national teams. With respect to this tournament here, most of the girls that we've seen here today, we have an idea of who they are. So with that said, we have a pretty good idea of who we're looking at with respect to the selection process, which should take place at some point later on today. We have coaches in town from Grand Bahama who are also a part of the national team and the selection process. So all of the coaches are going to get together this afternoon, this evening, and start that selection process for the 18U national team.
Shane also talks about the benefits of tournaments like these.
The more tournaments that we have, the more players are able to play. And I'm happy to see that our Grand Bahama coaches and players have taken the time out to travel to this tournament. So we have quite a number of teams out of Grand Bahama on the baseball and softball side. And I look forward to us continuing the process of playing more baseball and softball. And it's through these types of tournaments that we see our hidden gems, that players improve. So most certainly we encourage persons to, first of all, go through the various federations so that can be a part of their calendar as well, when the federations also promote their sport, whether it be baseball or softball.
We also got to hear from Coach Brent Sands, assistant coach of the GB All-Stars, on his team's prep coming into the tournament.
Not at all, man. This is what we do. These kids wake up, eat, drink, sleep baseball. Some of them probably didn't get any sleep last night anticipating today's game, so I guarantee you these boys ready to play some ball. We are 3-hour days, pretty much every day throughout the week. Baseball isn't a sport that you can pick up and put down as you feel, so we try our best to keep the guys on the field, keep the guys going year round. It's a challenge at times, but it's a must. As much the reps, seeing the baseball, being around the game, just all of it always matters. It's just something about baseball.
Yesterday it was day 1 of the Reloaded tournament as young baseball and softball players stepped up to the plate, looking to battle their way to the top. The early morning games featured some exciting young talent, with teams bringing their A game and competing for the win. We caught up with the Reloaded Under-10 boys baseball team, who shared their excitement after picking up a victory.
It
was really fun and amazing to play with this, so I could have the experience to play 9-10.
The tournament also brought teams from the Family Islands to New Providence, giving young players an opportunity to test their skills against different competition. Among them is Rising Star Softball, who saw the tournament as an important opportunity for their players to gain experience and show what they can do.
Very important, like this for the girls. They get a chance to, compete, make memories, make long-lasting friendships through the game of softball, and they also get to see, what their counterparts throughout the islands are doing as well.
With more games still to come, the competition is expected to heat up as these young athletes continue to battle it out on the field. Until next time, I'm Wayne Wilson, ZenS, Toll Sports.
What does disability look like? In a busy airport terminal? At the check-in counter? At security checkpoints? Or even in baggage claim? Passengers with hidden disabilities often go unnoticed. Globally, 1 in 7 persons have some form of a disability. 80% of those disabilities are non-visible. In an airport environment, workers are often unaware of hidden physical, mental, or neurological disabilities that some passengers live with. This can lead to frustration and a less than ideal travel experience. So, how do we make the invisible more visible? At LPIA, we've implemented the Sunflower Lanyard program. The lanyards are visual cues for airport workers to immediately identify passengers who might need additional assistance. NAD is teaming up with the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities and key stakeholders at LPIA to launch the internationally recognized initiative. We're joining more than 180 airports and 26 countries already in the program. NAD is the first organization in the Bahamas to recognize the Sunflower Initiative. It's a way to show our continued commitment to making LPIA a safe, welcoming, and inclusive airport for all. Passengers needing to secure a free Sunflower lanyard can email sunflower@nas.bs or call 1242-397-8600. For more information, visit www.nassauLPIA.com.
First safety rule I remember is to never swim alone. Second rule, tell someone where you're going and what time you're expected to be back. Safety rule number 3, whenever you're on a boat or canoe, always carry a life jacket, when you're a weak swimmer or a strong swimmer. Safety rule number 4, don't dive into unknown waters. Safety rule number 5, parents, don't be on your cell phone when you're at the beach, pool, and with your child.
Al Cash Primary School Boys Club of Excellence program
is a very beneficial program to the boys because when they are here, I have seen some of our most troubled boys turn around.
We selected a school where you can make an impact from an elementary stage. The program is really to give the young men an outlet to do something different.
There are more times that every child is not academic, they are also technical. And this is one of the clubs that helps to push that because education is very important and we need to bring more people in to encourage our children.
We want to show them that this is a life that they can live. They're exposed to men in the community that are all about making young men better. Crime-free.
Looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
is taking a quick break, but don't worry, we'll be back Monday, August 24th, just in time for back to school. Fresh stories, big trends, more fun. What's trending back at 6 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
And it's time now for a check on tonight's weather forecast. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us in studio with the latest temperatures. Good evening, Basil.
Well, we're going to take a look at your live Doppler weather radar, and that cluster of showers and thunderstorms that passed through the capital early this afternoon, well, it's lifting towards the north, so we should see a bit of clearing over the central and southeastern parts of the country. And outside of our studios right now, we are mostly cloudy, temperature 88 degrees, the relative humidity at 61%. The winds are out of the southeast at 7 miles per hour, and your barometric pressure, 1,018.1. That is 30.06 inches, and the pressure is steady. Now, your temperatures around the island still pretty warm in Marshall, Babaco. They have a temperature of 90 degrees, 86 in Green, Torquay. Freeport at 88, the Berry Islands 88 as well. Allenstown, Bimini, 84 degrees, 89 in Harbor Island. Roxani, Lutra, Artisan, Cadalla, 90s there as well, and that extends into Black Point, Exuma, and also Camp Space on Andros. Fresh Creek, that's in Central Andros. Their temperature at 89 degrees, 90s in Georgetown, Exuma, Rumkey, and also in San Salvador, Ragged Island. Again, clocking up those 90s. Clarence, Long Island, Crooked Island, 90. Betsy Bay, Meguana at 91. Acklands, 91. Manchitani, Nagua, 85. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 89 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight right through tomorrow. And this is only for the northwest bombers. The winds are going to be out of the south at 10 to 15 knots. The wave height is 1 to 3 feet. Now, your first low tide, that will take place tonight at 11:12, but another low tide at 10:57 tomorrow morning in the central islands. The winds are going to be southeast at 10 to 15. Wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And then on Sunday, for the southeastern islands, we're going to have that zonal flow. Zonal simply means the winds blowing out of the east at 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights also at 2 to 4 feet. And our satellite pictures in the tropics, we are looking at a couple of tropical waves. We have one here just to the west of the Lesser Antilles, and that is moving across the Caribbean Sea. Not a problem there for us at all. There's a second wave. This one is several hundred miles to the southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands. It's also moving towards the west. No significant development expected of this system, but there is a third tropical wave. This one is still over the west coast of Africa. Once it emerges over the waters of the Atlantic come Monday, we anticipate that it will have a very good chance of some development. So early next week, we'll be keeping our eyes on the far eastern Atlantic. And your forecast tonight, mainly clear, very warm as conditions continue to improve. Low temperature falling off to 81 degrees. And tomorrow, it's going to be partly sunny, a morning shower in spots, and that will be followed by an afternoon thunderstorm with a high temperature climbing up to 92 degrees. Extended weather forecast, 1 or 2 residual showers into Sunday. Things improve as we head into the early part of next week. But come Wednesday and Thursday, tropical wave moves into the northwest Bahamas. A couple more showers and thunderstorms work their way into our forecast. Temperature-wise, those summer-like temperatures in the low 90s will continue, so continue to keep yourself hydrated.
Thanks a lot, Basil, and that will end the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. From all of us here at ZNS, I'm LaDon Davis. Make it a great evening, everyone.